Well then, without further ado, let me welcome Alhashem and Dounya Barrit to this panel of the November 2021 career fair, virtual career fair of KAUST. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Philipp.
Thank you, Philipp, and thank you for the introduction.
Where are you connecting from right now?
Bahrain, Saudi Arabia.
Thank you. And Dounya, where are you?
For myself, I'm all the way in Morocco, in a city called Benguerir, and I'm actually at work now in the Green Energy Park, where basically I work on solar energy.
We can tell from the background, from the solar panel in your background.
Definitely, perfectly with the theme.
Great. Again, welcome to the panel discussion. So the topic that we will be discussing is creating opportunities. And I'd like to start by asking you straight away, why is this important? Why is this topic dear to you and important? Why did you want to be part of this panel?
A lot of opportunities have been revealing themselves to me in my life. A lot of challenges, a lot of supporters and experiences. And I realized that this is not the case for everybody. And I would like to be an opportunity creator than an opportunity hugger. And this is another thing, is that people think that they can progress faster if they take all opportunities, they don't teach, they don't share, which is not really the case in the real world. As I've been doing this approach in my workplace, where I teach everything I know and I share all my knowledge. And by doing that, I've seen personal development as well, not just empowering others.
Fantastic. Thank you, Maya. And Dounya?
I think this subject is very important on how to create opportunities, but also accept and use opportunities. Throughout our life in general, we receive several opportunities, and sometimes we don't know, we don't realize, and we don't use them the right way. So I think this is an important subject to talk about and to share.
I think you make two outstanding panelists for this topic. If you could tell us a little bit about yourself, about your time in KAUST, what you did in KAUST, and what opportunities you created for yourself in KAUST, and how they led you to becoming the person that you are right now.
KAUST has been a very pivotal part of my career development or even educational background, because I have been in a lot of places. I've studied in the US, and then I got an internship in Muscat in the in Emirates. And then I went to KAUST as a master's student. But I always tell everybody, although this is some place in Saudi Arabia, but I've never seen a place so diverse and so fertile with opportunities and resources. And because the journey for me, especially starting as an engineer, and I've gone to a background that is different than any female in my family, and I'm also the first chemical engineer. I've always faced challenges, and opportunities were not so available. But then when I got to KAUST, I was flooded with opportunities. But thankfully, I didn't take that for granted. I actually realized that I'm only here for 2 years. I have to make the most out of it.
Thank you, Maya. Let me follow up. Is there a specific opportunity that you have pursued, that you've created for yourself, that led to your current job or your current passions and hobbies, your current life? So something you've created at KAUST that makes you you.
Actually, this is an excellent question, because something that I consider my second job is being a football player. And it started as a hobby in the US. When I tried it, I loved it. I took some classes for credit. But then when I came to KAUST, it wasn't that strong of a program for females, although there were some certain groups that would have mixed teams, or there were a few females. I tried to promote it for women, but then generally I expanded to make sure that everybody who wants to play football can play football and knows where to go. And by that, like the whole thing, I was thinking about me playing football, making my friends play football. But by doing that, we've created opportunities for many people as well.
Great account of taking advantage of a situation that you found, but you took beyond what was already existing. And by doing so, you create an opportunity, not just for yourself, but for others, and in pursuing a passion that you still have nowadays. Thank you, Maya. And now to Dounya. Tell us about your time in KAUST, and tell us how maybe you got to KAUST and what opportunities have you pursued and created that have led you to now being in Morocco and managing your own lab.
Well, me coming to KAUST was an example, or a straight example, of having an opportunity and grabbing it with both hands. Actually, I have a great story of how I joined KAUST. I didn't know about KAUST before I applied, like a few weeks before I applied. I was accepted for a conference in Indonesia, and I had a flight that basically transit in Dubai. And during my transit, I met a former colleague, someone I had classes in my bachelor with in Morocco. Already the probability of meeting someone, taking the same flight in the same time, same day, that for me was such a big coincidence. So I asked that person what they were doing there, because it was such an unusual time for trips and traveling. And then he told me that he was a student in KAUST. The curious me asked what is KAUST and what the university is. So he gave me basically all the information about that famous university in Saudi Arabia named KAUST. I had so many opportunities to learn, to meet different experts in my field, to travel to different labs and to different universities, and gain as much experiences as I could. Obviously, this was an amazing opportunity for me, because that's what led me to where I am now. Now I am the head of the Perovskite group in the Green Energy Park in Morocco. And this is for me an amazing opportunity by itself, but obviously without KAUST, I wouldn't be able to be in the position where I am. Now I have a big responsibility of building a whole laboratory from scratch. And without the help of my colleagues in KAUST, even after my graduation, they were there, they were helping me. So definitely without KAUST, without all the opportunity that started from that unprecedented meeting in the airport, all the way after 6 years, without KAUST and the opportunities I have received in there, I wouldn't be able to do or to achieve what I'm doing now.
Thank you for your account, Dounya. I think it's a great lesson that we can tap our existing networks, and that we should create networks. And creating a network is a form of creating an opportunity, because without a network, we don't have these resources that can assist us in then pursuing our goals, like in your example, launching your laboratory. Thank you.
Yes.
So now we discussed some examples of opportunities that we created for ourselves, and we discussed opportunities that were created for us, for example, by arriving at KAUST or pursuing our further professional goals after KAUST. So Dounya, how do you prioritize your opportunities? How do you know which ones to focus on? How do you manage your time and opportunities?
That's a really good question, and also a very tricky answer. I think there is no right and wrong when taking opportunities or letting go opportunities. Sometimes you have very good opportunities that come all at once. And I think for myself, even though I try to be objective and like make that list of pros and cons, you also should follow your heart and see what would make you happy. So that's when all the opportunities are good. Sometimes some opportunities you take them, but they don't turn out to be exactly what you expected or how you perceive them. And I think at that time, this is something that's happened to many people. And at that time, they feel a bit trapped into that opportunity because it sounded so good, but then at the end, it didn't turn out exactly how it was imagined. So in situations like that, it takes a lot of courage to understand that that opportunity is not the one, and that it's okay to move away, to let it go and start basically looking for another one. And I feel like in this position, many people feel overwhelmed, intimidated, and alone. It's just important to share with other people that this is something that happens and could happen to anyone. And it is important to gather the courage to think about it thoroughly. And then when you think that that opportunity is not going to take you where you want to be, it is time to let go and start another journey. Life is a different journeys and trips. And it's okay to move from one train and then catch another train if that's going to take you to where you want to be.
Wonderful, wonderful message. Thank you, Dounya. But what would you say, what recommendation would you give to current KAUST students or even prospective KAUST students? What opportunities should they start creating in the next 24 hours in their life?
KAUST is a very fertile place. It has a lot of resources, but you get to choose if you want to either capitalize on these opportunities or create even new ones, because you have the resources, so you can be inventive and innovate new opportunities for yourself and for others. So there are people who capitalize on KAUST the most, and this is what happens is that in like the few years that you are in this place, you have this huge influx, but once you're out, yes, life has a lot of opportunities to offer, but the density of opportunities that come to you is unique to KAUST. And I can say that being like a person who studied abroad, who traveled a lot, interned and went to a lot of places, I have never filled up my CV like so quickly in one place like I did with KAUST, because the opportunities are so available, so diverse. And this is the whole vision of KAUST, is investing in the students and making these opportunities easy, but nobody's gonna make you do these things. You have to like kind of meet them halfway.
Great, great. Thank you, Maya. And Dounya, what is your advice? What is the next opportunity that any KAUST student should be working on starting from now?
I think I would give an advice I wish someone told me when I started KAUST. You come in KAUST as a scientist and the researcher mindset, and KAUST give you an opportunity to actually improve or increase your skills in leadership and entrepreneurship. When I was in KAUST, I didn't pay attention that much to that opportunity. I did that later. So after I graduated from KAUST last year, there was a class in entrepreneurship that was virtual to my luck. So I took that class and I was really happy I took that opportunity later rather than never. So I would say KAUST give opportunities to students to actually start their own startups, to think about making their own companies, to have an entrepreneurial mindset. I think the new generation should have those skills because they are very important to the success of personal life and also career. So I feel like this is an opportunity often missed by students because they are so focused on studying and doing lab research and all of that. I would advise KAUST students to take advantage of that opportunity to improve those skills, because you never know when you will use them. I did that later on, but if I come back to KAUST or if I go back in time, I would definitely start thinking about having my own startup and thinking a little bit more away from the lab and the research.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your inspiration, and looking forward to catching up with you in person, maybe in Europe, maybe in North Africa, maybe in KAUST.
Thank you very much, Philip. Looking forward to meet all of you again one day. Maybe in KAUST. We should have a meeting in KAUST probably.
That would be wonderful.
Thank you, Philipp and Dounya. This was inspirational to me, talking and hearing about it.